Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nighttime Mics. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. We're so glad you're spending some time with us tonight. How's your week going, Sarah? You look like you've actually slept more than 4 hours for once.
Thanks for noticing. I actually feel great. I've been trying out some new habits and it's making a huge difference, which is perfect because that leads us right into our topic for today, staying organized.
Oh man, staying organized, my greatest enemy. Honestly, when you told me we were talking about this, I looked at my desk and felt a little bit of shame. I have papers from 2023 just chilling there, waiting for a purpose in life.
No way, 2023? Mike, we are well into 2026 now. That's not a desk, that's a museum of your past mistakes.
I know, it's bad. I keep telling myself I'll sort through it, but then I look at the pile and I give up before I even start. It's like the mess has its own gravity and it's pulling me down.
That's such a common feeling, though. People think being organized is this personality trait you're born with, but it's really just a set of skills you have to figure out as you go. I wasn't always like this. In university, I was the girl who lost her keys twice a week.
Wait, really? You? You always have your life so together. I figured you came out of the womb with a color-coded calendar.
I wish. No, I had to learn the hard way after I missed a final exam because I thought it was on Thursday when it was actually on Tuesday. That was the wake-up call I needed.
Ouch, that sounds painful. I think my wake-up call happens every Monday morning. I wake up, I can't find my clean socks, I realize I didn't prep my lunch, and I start the week feeling like I'm already losing the race. Does that ever happen to you anymore?
Not as much, but that's because I've worked hard on my Sunday reset. Have you ever heard of that?
Is that like a factory reset for a phone? Do you just turn your brain off and on again?
Basically. Every Sunday evening, I spend about an hour getting ready for the week. I look at my calendar, I plan my meals, and I tidy up the living room. It's not about doing everything. It's just about making sure Monday morning isn't a disaster.
See, that sounds great in theory, but Sunday night is my lazy time. I usually just want to sit on the couch and watch movies. The idea of working on a Sunday feels wrong.
I totally get that. But think about it this way. Are you really relaxing on Sunday if you're secretly stressed about Monday?
That's a good point. I guess I do have that little voice in the back of my head saying, "Hey, Mike, you didn't do the laundry." It's like a tiny, annoying roommate that lives in my brain.
Exactly. If you just face the chores, that roommate finally shuts up.
That's interesting. So if I were to start, just hypothetically, because my desk is still a disaster, where would I begin? It feels so overwhelming to look at the big picture.
You have to break it down. Don't think about organizing the house. Think about organizing this one drawer. Or even simpler, the 2-minute rule.
The 2-minute rule? I like the sound of that. Is that where I only work for 2 minutes and then take a 3-hour break?
Nice try. No, the rule is if a task takes less than 2 minutes to finish, do it immediately. Don't write it down on a list. Don't put it off. Just do it. Like hanging up your coat or putting a dish in the dishwasher.
Oh, I see. I'm definitely guilty of the I'll do it later syndrome. I'll leave a mail envelope on the counter for 3 days just because I don't want to walk 10 feet to the trash can.
Right? And then after 3 days, you have 10 envelopes, and suddenly it's a project instead of a 5-second task. It's about stopping the clutter before it starts.
Stopping the clutter before it starts. That's going to be my new motto. But what about all the stuff I already have? I'm a bit of a hoarder, Sarah. I have boxes of cables for electronics I don't even own anymore. I think I have a charger for a Nokia phone from 2008 in there.
No way. A Nokia charger? You might be able to sell that as an antique. But seriously, why are you keeping it?
I don't know. I always think, what if I need it someday? Or what if there's a sudden world shortage of old USB-A cables?
That what if is a trap. If you haven't touched it in a year, you probably don't need it. I read this book about decluttering, and the author said we should only keep things that spark joy or have a very clear purpose. Does your Nokia charger spark joy?
It sparks a little bit of nostalgia, but definitely not joy. It mostly sparks frustration when I'm looking for my actual phone charger.
Then it's time to let go. You should try the box method. Put all that maybe stuff in a box, write the date on it, and put it in the closet. If you don't open it for 6 months, take the whole box to a donation center without looking inside.
Without looking inside? That's brave. I'd be so tempted to peek and then keep everything all over again.
You have to be strong, Mike. Think of all the space you'll have. Imagine your desk with nothing on it but your computer and maybe a nice plant. Wouldn't that feel better?
It would feel like I'm a different person, like I'm a successful businessman in a movie instead of a guy who eats cereal over his keyboard.
You can be that guy. It just takes a bit of discipline. But let's talk about digital organization too, because I know your phone is probably just as messy as your desk.
Hey, my phone is okay, fine. It's a mess. I have 4,000 unread emails and about 50 apps I haven't opened since 2022. And my photo gallery, it's just 10,000 pictures of my cat and screenshots of memes I forgot to send to anyone.
Oh, I know that struggle. Digital clutter is almost worse because you can't see it physically, so it just grows and grows. I spent a whole afternoon last month cleaning out my inbox and it felt so good. I went from 99 plus unread to 0.
0? That's a myth. No one actually has 0 unread emails. That's like finding a unicorn.
It's real. It's called Inbox Zero. The trick is to unsubscribe from all those newsletters you never read. You know, the ones from clothing stores or websites you visited once 5 years ago.
Oh, I get those all the time. 20% off at the Sock Emporium. I haven't bought socks there in years, but I still see their emails every single morning.
So unsubscribe. It takes 5 seconds. If you stop the emails from coming in, you don't have to spend time deleting them. It's about protecting your time.
Protecting my time. I like that. I feel like my time is always being stolen by little things. I'll sit down to work, and then I'll see a notification, and then I'll check my email, and suddenly an hour has passed and I haven't done anything.
That's the scroll. We've all been there. One thing that helps me is time blocking. I actually put blocks of time on my calendar for specific tasks. Like from 10 to 11, I am only working on the podcast script. No phone, no email, just work.
And do you actually stick to it? Or do you just look at the calendar and think, maybe later?
I try my best. I use an app that locks my phone during those blocks. If I try to open Instagram, it tells me to go back to work. It's a bit annoying, but it works.
That's interesting. I think I need an app like that. Or maybe just a friend who comes over and slaps the phone out of my hand.
I can do that for a small fee. But seriously, Mike, do you use a to-do list at least? Or is everything just floating around in your head?
I use a to-do list, but it's more like a wish list. I write down things like learn a new language and clean the entire kitchen on the same day. And then obviously I don't do them.
Ah, there's your problem. Your goals are too big. You have to break them down into tiny habits. Instead of clean the kitchen, write wash the dishes. Instead of learn a language, write do one 5-minute lesson.
That makes sense. I guess I always want to finish everything at once. I'm very all or nothing. If I can't do the whole thing perfectly, I don't want to do it at all.
That's perfectionism, and it's the enemy of being organized. It's better to do a bad job of tidying up for 5 minutes than to do nothing at all. A slightly cleaner room is still better than a messy one.
I never thought of it that way. Progress over perfection. That's another good one. I should write these down. Wait, I can't find a pen.
See, this is why we are having this conversation. If you had a designated pen spot, you wouldn't be in this mess.
You're right. I'm failing the test already. But wait, Sarah, let me ask you something. Does being this organized ever feel, I don't know, boring? Like, do you ever just want to be a mess for a day?
Oh, absolutely, and I do. Being organized doesn't mean you're a robot. It just means that when you want to be productive, you can be. It gives you more freedom, not less. Because I know where my keys are and I finished my work, I can spend the whole Saturday being lazy without any guilt.
That's the dream. No guilt. I feel like my lazy time is always haunted by the ghost of my to-do list.
Exactly. That haunted feeling is so stressful. It's much better to work hard for a few hours and then truly relax.
Okay, you're winning me over. But what about routines? I hear people talk about morning routines all the time. They wake up at 5 a.m., drink green juice, meditate for an hour, and run 10 miles. I can barely find the strength to turn off my alarm.
No, that's influencer culture. Real morning routines are much simpler. Mine is just make the bed, drink a glass of water, and write down my top 3 priorities for the day. It takes 10 minutes total.
Make the bed, really? My mom used to tell me to do that, and I always told her, why? I'm just going to get back in it tonight.
I used to say the same thing, but there's actually a psychological reason for it. If you make your bed, you've accomplished the first task of the day. It sets a tone of order. And when you come home tired, seeing a made bed feels so much more inviting than a pile of blankets.
That's actually a really good point. It's like a small gift to your future self.
Precisely. It's all about being kind to future Mike. Future Mike is tired, he's stressed, and he doesn't want to deal with your mess. So current Mike needs to help him out.
I like thinking of it that way. Future Mike is a good guy. He deserves a break.
He really does. So let's talk about a different kind of organization, financial organization. Do you keep track of what you're spending, or do you just tap your card and hope for the best?
Oh, I definitely tap and hope. Every time I check my bank account, it's a surprise. Sometimes a good surprise, usually a bad one.
Mike, that's so stressful. I used to be the same way, but then I started using a simple spreadsheet. Nothing fancy, just a list of my fixed costs like rent and internet, and then a fun money budget.
A budget? That sounds like a diet for my wallet, and I hate diets.
It's not a diet, it's a map. It shows you where your money is going. I realized I was spending like $100 a month on streaming services I didn't even watch. Once I canceled them, I had more money for things I actually care about, like traveling.
$100? No way. Wait, let me think. I have Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO, that one sports channel. Oh man, you might be right. I think I'm paying for a gym membership I haven't used since the New Year's resolution phase of 2025.
See, that's financial clutter. Organizing your money is just as important as organizing your room. It gives you peace of mind.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. Being organized is basically just paying attention to your life instead of letting it happen to you.
That is the most profound thing you've said all night, Mike. Yes, it's about being intentional. Instead of reacting to problems like, oh no, I'm out of clean shirts, you plan ahead so the problem never happens.
It sounds like it takes a lot of energy, though. Does it ever get exhausting to always be planning?
It's actually the opposite. It takes more energy to deal with a crisis than to prevent one. Running around the house looking for your keys for 20 minutes is way more tiring than spending 1 second putting them on a hook.
That's true. I always feel like I've run a marathon after I've had a disorganized morning. I'm exhausted before I even get to work.
Exactly. So let's talk about habits. How long do you think it takes to form a new habit? You know, like the key hook thing or the bed making thing.
I've heard it takes 21 days. Is that true? Because I usually quit on day 4.
Actually, newer research says it's more like 66 days on average.
66 days, Sarah? That's more than 2 months. I can barely stick to a TV show for 66 days.
I know, it sounds like a long time, but the key is habit stacking. You take a new habit and stack it on top of an old one. For example, while your coffee is brewing in the morning, you unload the dishwasher. You're already standing there waiting for the coffee, so it doesn't feel like extra work.
Oh, I like that. I usually just stare at the coffee machine and blink slowly until it's done. I could definitely unload the dishwasher in that time.
Right? Or while you're brushing your teeth, you can wipe down the bathroom counter. It's about using those little gaps in your day.
That's actually really clever. It makes the chores feel invisible. I'm definitely going to try the coffee dishwasher stack. That feels very intermediate Mike level.
Intermediate, Mike. I like that. We're upgrading you.
What about those people who are too organized? You know the ones, they have labels for their labels. Their pantry looks like a grocery store display. Does that ever feel like too much to you?
Yeah, sometimes. I think there's a point where organization becomes a hobby instead of a tool. If you're spending 4 hours a day organizing your spice rack, you might be avoiding your actual work.
That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to become someone who cares more about this system than the actual life I'm living.
I think as long as the system is helping you, it's good. If the system starts making you stressed because a spice jar is half an inch out of place, then it's a problem. The goal is functional, not perfect.
Functional, not perfect. I'm going to put that on my whiteboard, if I ever buy a whiteboard.
You should. A whiteboard in the kitchen is a game changer. I use mine for my grocery list. As soon as I use the last of the milk, I write it down. Then when I go to the store, I just take a picture of the board. No more, wait, did I need eggs or butter while I'm standing in the aisle?
No way. Taking a picture of the board is so much smarter than writing a paper list that I'll definitely leave on the kitchen table.
I know, right? It's a lifesaver, and it stops you from buying things you already have. I used to have 3 bottles of mustard because I could never remember if I had any at home.
3 bottles of mustard? That's a lot of hot dogs, Sarah.
Don't judge me. It was a dark time. But that's the point. Being organized saves you money and reduces waste.
It's interesting how everything is connected. Your space, your time, your money, your mental health. It all comes back to how you manage your environment.
It really does. I notice that when my apartment is a mess, I'm more likely to eat junk food and skip my workout. It's like the mess gives me permission to be lazy in every other area.
I feel that. If I'm sitting in a messy room, I think, well, the room is already a disaster, so I might as well eat this entire bag of chips and stay up until 3 a.m.
Exactly. It's a chain reaction.
But the good news is, a tidy reaction works the same way. If you clean your room, you feel more like a person who exercises and eats salad.
A person who eats salad. That sounds very fancy. I'm more of a person who eats pizza while sitting on a pile of laundry kind of guy. But I'm ready to change.
I believe in you, Mike. So what do you think is going to be your biggest challenge?
Honestly, consistency. I'm great at starting things. I'm the king of day 1. But day 15, that's where I usually disappear.
That's why you need to find a way to make it fun, or at least less boring. I listen to podcasts like Nighttime Mike's while I'm preening, or I'll put on some high-energy music and try to see how much I can get done before the song ends. It's like a game.
A cleaning game. Okay, I can try that. Maybe I'll pretend I'm in a race against a giant monster that eats clutter.
If that's what it takes, do it. Whatever works for you.
What about social organization, like keeping track of friends and family? I'm terrible at replying to messages. I'll read a text, think of a reply, and then totally forget to actually type it and hit send. Then 3 weeks later, I realize I've ghosted my best friend.
Oh, I think we've all been there. It's called mental load. We have so much information coming at us that we just forget to close the loop.
Close the loop. That's a good idiom. How do you keep from ghosting people?
I have a rule. If a message takes less than a minute to reply to, I do it immediately. If it needs a longer thought, I leave it as unread, so the notification stays on my screen to remind me.
That's smart. I usually read it, the notification disappears, and then it's gone from my brain forever. It's like it never happened.
You have to protect those notifications. They are your external brain. And for important things like birthdays, I just put them in my calendar with a 1 week ahead reminder. That way I have time to actually buy a gift or send a card.
A 1 week reminder? That would have saved me so much trouble last year. I forgot my mom's birthday until the day of, and I had to buy her a gift from a gas station.
A gas station, Mike? Mike, what did you get her?
A very nice car air freshener and some beef jerky.
Oh my God, Mike, your poor mother. See, this is exactly why we need organization. It's for the people we love.
I know. She was so nice about it, but I could see the disappointment in her eyes. I never want to be the gas station gift guy again.
Then let's make a plan. Right now. Open your calendar and put in all the important birthdays for the rest of the year.
Right now, while we're recording?
Yes, 2-minute rule, remember?
Okay. Let's see. Mom, sister, grandma. Done. Wow, I already feel like a better grandson.
You are. Look at you go. You're already becoming organized, Mike.
It feels different. A bit strange, but good. I think the key for me is going to be not giving up when I have a bad day, because I know I will. I'll have a day where I leave my shoes in the middle of the room and don't wash my dishes.
And that's okay. One bad day doesn't ruin everything. You just figure out what went wrong and try again tomorrow. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying.
Figure out. Another good phrasal verb. I'm really picking up some good vocabulary today.
You really are. And for our listeners, figure out means to find a solution or understand something, just like Mike is figuring out how to manage his life.
I'm trying. It's a work in progress. But Sarah, do you have any tips for staying organized at work? Because my email is one thing, but my actual tasks and projects, sometimes I feel like I'm juggling 10 balls and 8 of them are on fire.
That's a classic work feeling, juggling flaming balls. For work, I highly recommend a priority matrix. You divide your tasks into 4 boxes: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not urgent, and neither.
That sounds like math. I was told there would be no math in this podcast.
It's not math, it's just a square. Most of us spend all day in the urgent but not urgent box, answering emails that don't really matter or sitting in meetings that could have been an email. You want to focus on the important but not urgent stuff. That's where the real progress happens.
Interesting. So things like planning the next big project instead of responding to Dave about the lunch menu.
Exactly. Dave can wait. Your career can't.
Poor Dave. But you're right. I spend so much time reacting to other people's priorities that I never get to my own.
That's a huge part of staying organized, setting boundaries, saying no to things that aren't a priority so you have space for the things that are.
Saying no is hard, though. I'm a people pleaser. I want everyone to like me.
I get that. But if you say yes to everyone, you're saying no to your own peace of mind. And eventually, you'll get burnt out.
Burnt out. Yeah, I've been there. It's not a fun place to be. You just feel like a fried battery.
Exactly. Organization is the charger for your battery. It keeps things running smoothly so you don't run out of power.
Wow, we're really getting deep into the metaphors tonight. I feel like I should be wearing a suit and giving a speech.
No suit required, just a clean desk and a plan.
Okay, so let's recap for a second because we've covered a lot. We talked about the Sunday reset, the 2-minute rule, decluttering the maybe boxes, inbox zero, time blocking, and the priority matrix.
That's a lot. Don't feel like you have to do all of them at once. Which one feels the most doable for you right now?
Definitely the 2-minute rule. It's so simple that even I can't come up with an excuse to avoid it. And maybe the key hook. I really need that key hook.
Those are great choices. And for our listeners, maybe pick one thing from our list to try this week. Just one.
Yeah, don't try to change your whole life in one day. You'll just get overwhelmed and end up back on the couch with the chips. Trust me, I'm an expert at that.
Overwhelmed. That's a great word for when everything feels like too much. But remember, the antidote to being overwhelmed is taking a small action.
I love that. Action is the antidote. Sarah, you are full of wisdom today. Are you sure you're only 24? You sound like a 100-year-old monk who lives on a mountain.
A very organized monk with a nice skincare routine, I hope.
Definitely. Well, I think I've learned enough to actually make a start. I'm feeling enthusiastic. I'm feeling friendly. I'm feeling ready to wash my mugs.
That's the Mike I know and love. I'm so happy to hear that. Being organized isn't about being perfect. It's about making your life easier so you can enjoy the things that actually matter.
Like this podcast and not buying beef jerky for my mom's birthday.
Exactly. Especially the beef jerky part.
Well, Sarah, thanks for sharing all these tips. I think you've actually changed my perspective on this. I used to think organization was a chore, but now I see it's more like a superpower.
It really is. It's the superpower of being in control of your own day, and it's a power everyone can have.
Even me?
Even you, Mike.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up. This has been a great conversation. I hope our listeners enjoyed it as much as I did.
Me too. It was so nice to just sit and chat. Before we go, Mike, any final words of advice for the people out there who are currently looking at a pile of laundry?
My advice? Don't look at the whole pile. Just fold one shirt. Just one. And then maybe another one. And before you know it, you're done.
Perfect. Just fold one shirt. I love it.
And if you can't fold it, just hide it in a closet until Sarah comes over to help you.
Hey, no, that's not what we discussed.
Just kidding.
You're hopeless, Mike. But you're getting better.
I am, step by step.
Well, thanks for tuning in to Nighttime Mics, everyone. We hope this episode gave you some ideas and helped you practice your English.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and leave us a comment with your own organization hacks. We read every single one.
We really do. We'll be back next week with another episode. Until then, stay tidy.
Or at least stay hopeful. Bye, everyone.
Bye.